Hi, I'm Anne-Marie from BrambleBerry.com and SoapQueen.com. Have you ever wondered how to get these beautifully curved, smooth backs on your bars of soap? Well, I'm going to show you how to achieve this look and show you how to use soap ropes, all at the same time. It's a twofer. If you're unfamiliar with how to use melt and pour soap, please go back and review the first 4 episodes of Soap Queen TV. I go over the really basic terms and basic instructions. The secret to this project is the 3D mold available from BrambleBerry.com. There are 66 designs in all. That's right, 66. They come with these awesome rubber bands to hold them together, and the soap rope is optional, but you'll see just how great these look with the soap rope. One of the awesome things about the 3D soap molds is this opening. That's how we pour the soap in, and it's how we get the rope in. That's right, we're bringing soap on a rope back, and we're doing it in a big way. Ready to get started? The first thing we're going to do is work on the details for our Sheridan leaf mold. Melt 3 ounces of clear soap in the microwave on 30-second bursts. Then, once your soap is melted, add 2 heaping scoops of Patina Sheen Mica. Follow this up with 6 drops of non-bleeding green colorant from BrambleBerry.com. Stir this all in really well. We aren't going to fragrance this. With your mold placed flat on the table, use a dropper, draw up some of that green soap into the dropper, and then carefully fill in your leaf. Once the leaf is fully filled in, spritz with rubbing alcohol, and then set this to the side. We're going to let that harden for 3 to 5 minutes while we're working on our white soap base back. Wondering why we use non-bleeding colorants? Well, it's simple. Check out these soaps. I use colorants intentionally that bleed. Yikes, not a distinct line. You're getting a halo. See the halo? It's not that it's the worst bar of soap, it's just not perfect, and it's probably not what you want. So make sure you're using non-bleeding colorants when you're doing this project. We're going to get ready to do our white back. Melt 6 ounces of white Brambleberry soap base in the microwave on 30-second bursts. These molds can withstand temperatures around 170 degrees, but still, for this project, we want our soap to be around 130 degrees so we don't accidentally melt the detail work on our leaf. Look what happens when we do that. While we're waiting for the soap to cool down to 130-ish, it's time to prepare the soap base. For this project, I've decided to use Kentish Rain fragrance. It smells so yummy, kind of like the England coast, really rainy and ozony and fresh. Just love it. Put 7 milliliters of Kentish Rain in your 6 ounces of white melt and pour soap. Then do 5 heaping little mini scoops available from BrambleBerry.com of the Super Pearly White. Now, you're right, you won't be able to see the Super Pearly White, but it does add an opalescent shimmer and sheen to your white soap base. Stir your Kentish Rain and your Super Pearly White in really well. You don't want any clumps, and you don't want any fragrance oil that hasn't been really well stirred in. Stir for at least a minute. My soap's almost perfect. It's 131 degrees, which is ideal. So while I'm waiting it just to cool down right below 130, between 125 and 130, I'm going to assemble my mold. Make sure both parts of the pour spout are lining up with each other. You don't want one pour spout on the bottom and one pour spout on top. This is what happens if you accidentally do that. Before assembling your soap mold, make sure to spritz your Sheridan leaf with a little bit of rubbing alcohol to help your layers adhere well together. Once you have your pour spouts lined up together, facing up, take your rubber band, put one near the top, one near the bottom. Now it's time for that one final extra expert tip. Take your soap rope and place it in the soap mold as far as you want that soap rope to go. Now, secure the end of that soap rope with the rubber band and then pull that little bit of soap rope out, let it stick out of the top. This will come in so handy later. Now, pour the white soap in slowly, slowly, slowly. Let it fill a little over the lip. Then, take the soap mold with the soap in it and gently tap on the counter. This allows any air bubbles that might be trapped in there to make their way to the top of the spout. Now, look what happens if you don't fill all the way to the top. Do you see this little kind of weird divot? It's fine, the soap is fine, but it's not perfect. So just make sure you overfill the soap a little bit. Give it a finishing touch of rubbing alcohol, and then take the end of your soap rope, which we already know how far we're going to put in, and just put it into the opening of the mold. Spread the little soap rope apart and let this sit for at least 4 hours. Even though it looks like this is fully done and hardened, that middle can still be really gelatinous. So definitely let this sit for 4 hours before trying to unmold. Unmolding is a snap. Just take off the rubber band and then pull gently from either side of the mold, and poof, there it goes. One side is off. Now, like any normal soap mold that you're used to working with, just push on the soap until you break the airlock, and there it comes out. Isn't it beautiful? Peel off the excess soap and then take the cleanup tool from brambleberry.com and start smoothing down those ridges. We don't want any ridges. To really make sure this is smooth, just give this a finishing rub around with your finger. And now it's time to clean up the soap rope. Just break this little bit of soap off. Use your cleanup tool to kind of knock the rest of it loose. If the rope is still showing signs of soap, take a wet paper towel and just rub your rope down. That'll get rid of any extra soap that's left over. Packaging these is a snap. Just toss them into an organza bag, boop, off the top, let the rope sit out, and these look great. And remember, if you're selling these for a business, to price accordingly. These are a specialty bar of soap. You can only make one at a time, and they're at least 7 ounces in size, so they're really big soaps. Thanks so much for joining me today on Soap Queen TV. I hope you enjoyed yourself and learned something new. Until next time, happy soaping! Oh great, another blooper-free episode. Wah, wah, wah.